Hi guys, it's me Ty here, and today I'm going to talk about how to get your most resale value out of your used farm equipment. And uh, my grandpa always told me, he said that you should never wash your farm equipment. And he was a kid during the 1930s, during the Great Depression, so he got to see all the different eras of farming here in the United States. And he always told me, like with the combine, that you only want to blow that off. And the same with balers, you only want to blow them off with a lawn air hose. You never use a garden hose or a pressure washer because there's so many bearings on those machines that it just prematurely causes the bearings to fail on it. Um, so that's what we did. And then with the combine, the only thing that he did wash with it, um, which he ran red equipment, so he had an international combine. He would go ahead and he took a cinder block and he put a bridge plank up on it, and he would drive one of his front tires, his combine, up onto the top of that bridge plank and set the park brake. And then he would go up in the hopper and use the garden hose to wash all the grain out of there and out of the hopper, and we just open up the sides there. And so that would be the only place that we probably would have that. But the thing about it is if you don't get that material out of there, it's tough to get an air hose in there. That will rust out those bearings. And then when Grandpa finally retired, um, I was in charge of helping to sell all of his equipment for him. And like he had a old New Holland square baler. My grandpa took very good care of his stuff, and he had a Gale uh, grinder mixer. All those pieces of equipment were from the 1960s, and they'd been left in the shed and everything, and they probably had, I'd say, close to a quarter of an inch of dust on them. And when I pulled them out, I washed them for the first time, and the paint was like perfect. So we're talking, you know, back in probably like 2010 era when he sold this equipment, and this stuff is from the 1960s, and it looked like it came right off the showroom floor. That dust, he told me, when you're out harvesting and all that, the dust protects the sun from fading that paint. And any of you that have been around red machinery or Hondas, you know that that deep red paint always turns pink. It just looks like hell. But yeah, that it just looked beautiful. So that's what I will continue to use. And also, like, I bought one of his tractors from him and then I resold it. It was a 1981 model, and it had never been washed. I washed it off, and then I put turtle wax on it, and it just glistened like new too. So it works really good here. So yeah. And when I was a kid, I used to work for a custom harvesting crew. Like I said, I just during my summer vacations, and we used to travel all over, up and down the United States there. And my boss, um, he always liked to wash off the machines because he wanted it to look good for the customer, but it was never going to last like that. And then anybody that talks about, oh, if you leave dirt or whatever on that machine, the minerals will cause corrosion or whatever. People that are kind of senseless and don't understand how things work. When you're using an air hose, you're blowing off any dirt. It's not going to turn to mud or anything. The air hose takes care of it. So, if you guys like this content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll just keep kicking out these money saving videos for you guys and how to save money living here in Southeast Asia, um, going back to college at an older age like I did. Just anything to save you guys money so you guys can have a better life. All right, take care.